So, welcome to lecture 4 of our beginners class to graphic design with Canva. Today, we are looking at picking a template on Canva, then editing it with the details you have, so making it your own. Please, I hope you can hear me. Can you all still hear me? Yes, great. And you can also see my screen, right? Can you also see my screen? Great. All right, so let's continue. So as I was saying, you will come here in your search bar and search for church flyer. So when you type the church flyer, you will just click on enter, right? And then they will give you different options, but I'm looking for a specific size. You see, the template they are giving to you is in different sizes. So I'm looking for Instagram size. So I'll come to category here. Then I will click on Instagram post. And then it will pop up. So I'm just explaining how you can search for a template in Canva and edit it. So after you've seen the template there, now you can select the one that you want to edit. So as you are going to something that catches your eye and you feel like, oh, I can edit this to fit what I'm looking for, then you choose it. So for today, demo class or practical class, we are using this particular flyer here. This one with the lady in it. So I'm going to click on it and open it. And when you want to open it, you click on it, then you click on customize this template. And then it will open for you to start editing. Okay. So those following, if you have opened your Canva, search for the template and then click on Instagram post and then look for this particular template. This template is called Orange and Black Illustrated Sunday Service Instagram Post. So you can type exactly this into your search bar to find this particular flyer that we are editing. So I'm going to give like a minute or two for us to find our template. Please, if you find your template, kindly let me know in the chat box. Type down in the chat box when you find your template. Okay, so Frederick and Francis have found their template. Peter, Emmanuel, have you found your template? Barbara, Emilia, Peter, and Emmanuel, please, have you found your template? Or if you are not following too, we can move on and then later on you can watch the recording and follow. Okay, Peter, okay, sure. Great, nice. Now let's continue. So this is our template, right? This is our template. And don't forget that we've already gotten the information we need, right? So for now, you can use your own information. So as you are seeing, I said the flyer is for our Wednesday service, okay? So this one is saying Sunday service, right? It means that the information it's not matching my information. So the first thing I'm going to do is to change this Sunday to Wednesday. And if you want to change anything, you just click on it to select it and then you edit it. So I'm going to change this to Wednesday. And then the service, the Wednesday service is impartation service, okay? So now I'm going to figure out where should I put my elements, different elements that I have to fit into this, okay? Now I have my pastor's picture. Then you can also figure out, okay, if I'm going to use a logo and a picture, how do I bring that into Canva? And we've already talked about how you can upload the different elements you need to use. So you'll go to upload. Then we'll go to upload files. Then we'll select the files that we are going to use for this particular design. And then you upload them, okay? So for now, you need an image that doesn't have any background. And we've also looked at how to remove the background of your image. If you have forgotten, I said we'll go to remove.bg, remove.bg, right? Then we upload the image we want to use. Then we click on remove background, and then it will remove the background. We did that in our lecture 3. So if you have forgotten that too, you can go and rewatch the lecture 3 recording, okay? So for now, let's move on. So I'm going to change this image into my pastor's picture. So I'm going to delete this. Then I will bring the image of my pastor here. So this is the image of my pastor. So I'll click on it and drag, or you can easily click on it to appear on your design. So as you can see, it has appeared, and then I can make it big or small, depending on how I want to use it, okay? Okay. So for now, let me make it small as I keep on editing the rest of the template. So anything I don't need here, I'm just going to edit it. So for now, I don't need their logo there because I'll put my church logo there. I also don't need this plenty writing here. So I'm going to delete them. So anything you don't need there, you just delete them. So if you are editing a template, you need to be smart. One, you need to be smart, and two, you need to be creative. Okay. Apart from knowing how to use the tools in Canva, you need to be creative as a designer. So what is my mind telling me? What is my creative aspect telling me that I can do to manipulate this template to fit what I am looking for? So straight up, I'm thinking, okay, it is impartation service, right? So I'm going to change this Sunday to impartation. And remember that we always put emphasis on the topic of whatever we are doing. So impartation service needs to be bigger than anything on this flyer, because that is the first thing we want people to read. Can you all still hear me? Okay, great. Let's continue then. Okay, so I said we'll reduce the size of this, and then we'll edit it to match what we are writing. So impartation. So A didn't come, and then T. And as a graphic designer, you have to pay attention to details. You have to pay attention to details so that you don't have a lot of mistake in whatever that you are designing. Okay. Then I will change this worship to Wednesday because we are having a Wednesday service, right? So Wednesday. Okay. So any element here can be edited. How you edit it is by clicking on it and then editing it. Then I'm also going to put our church logo inside. I've taught us how to move an element around, right? So you click on it, that is select, and then you move it up or down. You can also make it small or big by either changing the font size here or using this small arrows here. So for now, we are going to leave it as it is. And what I've done, I don't like it. So I'm going to undo what I've done by clicking on this arrow here to undo it. Now you can see that it has come back to what I was looking for. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is to put the church logo on it. Okay. So church logo always comes first on the flyer. It's mostly on top there, whether it's on the left or on the right or in the middle. And sometimes, maybe let's say 30% of the time, it's maybe at the bottom of the design, but mostly it's at the top of the design. So logos are all the time what you put on the design first before you even add anything. So this is our logo for the church. And you can see that the design, everything in the design is aligned, right? So let's look at how easily we can align our design by going to file here. Okay. So we'll go to file, then we'll come down to settings, then we'll go to show rulers and guides. Okay. So for now, I only want to show the guides. So add guides. And you can see there's this marker that is showing the 0, 100, 200 that has come. That is our guides. Okay. Now you can select and drag it so that you know exactly where to position your element to align them. So you can see that this is where I want to align them, right? So all my elements have to have that alignment. Or I want to align them, but I want to align them to the text itself. So I'll put it there. Then easily you can know where to position your element. So when we talked about alignment as a principle of design, this is what we mean. You arrange your text to follow each other on the same line so that they are not disorganized on your design. Okay, so we've seen the church logo, right? But what is the church name? So this one is Triumphant, Christ Embassy Triumphant Church. So I'm going to duplicate this text, and that is repetition. So I'm repeating the same font I used for the Wednesday for the church name so that it doesn't get so many fonts used in there to disorganize my design. So I'm going to change this to Christ Embassy. Then I'm going to drag it, and then I'm going to position it well, right? Then I'm going to also duplicate this by clicking this plus sign here, and then change into Triumphant Church. So Triumphant Church. Then also drag this side and position it. So I'm going to make this text smaller by decreasing the size. So you can decrease the size by clicking on this minus here, or you can just use this to decrease the size. And if you have a specific size that you want to use, you just come here and type it inside that box. So let's say I want specifically 20, so I'll just type it in and click on enter. Then it will turn into 20 size. Yes, and then I'll position it there, okay? So for now, let's leave that one there. So we've gotten the church font and church logo and name on the flyer. I'm going to also make it this light so that it creates contrast. So you see, when it was bold, it's kind of competing. You cannot really read them well. But immediately I changed it to, I unbold it. So now it is lighter, right? And now I can clearly see what is also there, right? So that is how you create contrast. It is the element has different feel to it, so it makes it easy to read. Okay. Now we've gotten our logo, we've gotten the church name, we've gotten the day that the program is happening, which is Wednesday. So Wednesday impartation service. Remember that you are communicating an information to the people that will see this flyer. So your elements should be arranged in the way that when they start reading, their eye will follow what is on the flyer, and they can get the information you are trying to communicate. So immediately someone see this flyer, what is the first thing they are seeing? The church name. So they know that, oh, this flyer was done by this church. Okay. And what is the program about? So it's Wednesday impartation service. Okay. Okay. Then now they've seen those two information. Apart from those two information, they've seen what is the date or time that this program is going to happen. Okay. Now, so we are going to change this one here to the date and time that the program is happening. So the program is happening on maybe tomorrow, which is 28th, right? So 28th February 2025, right? And then time is 6:30. So we'll change this to 6:30. 6:30 p.m. So 6. Oh, sorry about that. So 6:30 p.m. You can see this is a little too tiny to be read, right? People cannot really read this. So I'm also going to change the onwards to sharp to tell people that it's exactly 6:30 p.m. so they should come on time. And then I'm going to make this bold. And I'm also going to reduce the space in the middle, right? Okay. Now, it is not a free event. I don't really need this free event. So I'm going to delete this. And then this test I will use later. So I'm going to move it aside. And then you can see that there's a very nice element down here, right? Now I'm thinking, what can I use this element for? This element, the one that I've selected now. I can actually put the date and time in that to highlight it, right? So now we are using a shape to put emphasis on the date and time because it's another important element we've added to our design. But then we cannot make it too big, okay, or else it will distract the whole thing. So as small as we are making it, we want people to still see that, oh, what is here? So that they can go and read it. So I'm going to put the date and time into that element, but it is too small, right? So I'm going to make it longer by dragging it. So you click and drag, and then you position it where you want to put it. Okay. And you can see that we have aligned it to the line that we are aligning it to. Then we would click here and drag it into it. Okay. Now that we have done that, Pastor gave us a quotation to put into that, okay? And the quotation is Romans 1:11. So I'll bring this here. I'm going to drag and drop it here so that we can add our quotation here. Okay. So what does Romans 11 say? Romans 1:11. So this is what it says. Okay, so I'm going to copy this. Then I'll bring it back here and then paste it. Okay. Now I will also add the quotation to it. So Romans 1:11. And we want to know that that is the quotation for the program. So I'm going to make that quotation bold. Where the quotation is from, that one bold. Why are we making it bold? To put emphasis on it. Okay. I hope we are following. Hello, please, can you still hear me and are we following? Okay, great. All right, so let's continue. So now we have our quotation on the design. We have the program name. We have our church logo and church name on it. So what I'm doing is making it a little bigger because it is too small to be seen there. So one thing you have to know as a designer is that you edit or re-edit, or okay, the right word is review. You review your design so it looks the right way. Okay. So you feel or you think that this is good to be sent out. So if it is not good enough, you bet or you review it, or you can actually send to someone for feedback. Okay, so the person can review it for feedback. Then after the feedback, you will know if you have to change something or not. Make sure that everything on your design is readable. Make sure that it is readable. Okay. So now what else? We've not added location yet, right? And we've also not added pastor's name. And pastor's picture, we've not positioned it well. So that is the only three things left. So we are going to go back, and then I feel like the colors are the same. And the church color has, the church brand have different colors, right? Even our logo has blue inside. So now I'm going to pick the blue background in the logo and then change this element here, which is a shape, into that blue color so that it matches, right? And then you can see that pastel also, the tie, the color of pastel's tie is kind of the color we are using for the main tag. So everything now will come together to form a unified flyer or design. So that is also how you make sure that all your design come together to be one. Okay. So you use some of the colors, some of the elements in different places to make sure that you are practicing repetition as a principle in design, and also practicing unity as a principle of design. Now you can see that I just made my shape bigger to cover this place. And then all what I'm going to do now is to change the color here. And you can see that if I've uploaded or I've added an element to a design, the colors are showing here. So any color that is already in my design is showing here, right? So I can see there's a blue here. So I can pick any of the colors here, which is already in the design, instead of just going to pick an off color, which will not blend into my design. So I'm just going to pick this one here. Then I'm going to change, if my screen is blinking, sorry about that. So I'm going to change the text here to the location of the church or the location of the program, which is opposite Asan University. Okay. So that's where the church program is, baby. Okay. Now we also change this one to pastor's name. So Pastor Dav. Okay. So I'm going to delete this because I don't need it. And I'm going to make this one a little bigger and bold because it is pastor's name and people need to know whoever is hosting the program. And then I'm going to also make this one to a little bigger because it is the location of the place and people need to know the location of the place. So this is an icon for location. So instead of writing location there, I'm using the icon to represent the write-up location, right? So we use icon to represent, that's why you see a lot of Instagram icon. Instead of the person writing Instagram there, they use the icon to represent the social media name. So icons are one element that we use in our design. Okay, so I'm going to add width here. So with that, we can just duplicate this, change it to the text by clicking inside and writing width. Then we are going to change the font name to something that is will stand out, okay? So that people can easily focus on that. So we are going to use maybe this one, okay, or Alice brush. So there's a lot of fonts in Canva already, so you can use any of them. But it should be different from the font you use to write Pasada. Okay. So now what is left is position pastor's picture, right? And also don't forget that the background, you see in the background, we can see some text there in the background. This text, this lines, it's a text. And it is saying Sunday service, but our program is on Wednesday, so that's have to be changed to Wednesday, right? But because of time, I need to join my class by 5:50. So I will leave you guys here. Let me position pastor's picture well by making it bigger. So this is your assignment. You are going to edit it using these details, or you can use your own details so that it will stand out. So your own picture, remove the background of the picture and use it, okay? You can use your own church logo or something you create yourself, your own church name, and then the program can be on any day, but this is what we are creating. So this is our first assignment for this class. And make sure that you change the background text to match the Wednesday or the day that you use for your assignment. So let's reposition pastor's picture so that it will be back of the shape down here. Okay. So we are going to go to position and then we will move it. We'll go to layers and then we'll move pastor's picture down. So you just click on it and drag it down here. If you are using font, you click on this three, 6 dots, dotted shape here, or this dotted circles here, and then you drag it to where you want to drag it. So you can see that after I did that, it has moved, right? It has moved backward. So this is our new design now from the first one that we had. So for now, I want white space at both sides instead of all the design going to the right. You see, this is empty here. The left side is empty, but the right side is filled up. So I'm going to select everything on this design and move it into the middle. So align into the middle. So you just click from the empty side, you click here from the empty and you select everything. It has selected. So from there, you can group your element or leave it as it is and just drag it to the left or to the right like this. So now all our elements are positioned in the middle, right? So we can use this to group it, that when we select everything, or we can ungroup it, and then all elements are singled out. So that will be all for today's class. It was great having you all here. I hope that we've learned a lot. And I hope that we'll be able to work on our assignments. I'll see you tomorrow for creating a design from scratch. Okay, so today we picked the template and edited it, but tomorrow what we'll do is to create a new design from scratch. So until then, have a good evening. Bye-bye.